All right, and we're live. Welcome, everybody, to the workshop, episode 379. Oh my God, we've been doing this for a long time, and we're going to keep doing it. I am your host, Tara Christian Wiedner of Loaded Relaxation Comedy, and this is the Comedy Workshop. Yes, brought to you by the Comedy Workshop. This is a comedy safe space where comedians get together. We're given a random topic a few days in advance, and we get to write 3 to 5 minutes on that topic and come up with new jokes. Then we're going to do a round table. We're going to give a little bit of feedback and then make those jokes better. After that, we're going to tell some more jokes of things that we've been working on with words that weren't given to us. And then we're going to go around and do some feedback again. It is super fun. But like I said, this is a comedy safe space. We're allowed to say whatever the hell we want. Jokes are going to be told that might offend you. You're allowed to get offended. We're allowed to say it. And then you're allowed to die mad about it. So we are going to tell some jokes. We're going to go ahead and go in the order that people arrived. So I'll go ahead and start. Then we'll have Eric Vernston up, and then we'll have Elizabeth Lopez. I did totally skip that part. Today, we're joined by Eric Vernston and Elizabeth Lopez. So we've got a short panel today, but that's cool because sometimes big things come in small packages. So we'll go ahead and get this thing started because why have sense in wasting time when there's jokes to tell? The topic that I was given this week is... like, it was a gift from the gods. I seriously had to be like, seriously? That's my word? Are you kidding? Because this is my jam. You guys, my word this week is cross stitch. And if you know me, you know that I am totally tits up, balls to the wall about that cross stitch life. And that's because I'm probably 80 mentally. Now, I did reveal to the comics before we started, I didn't write anything. So you guys are going to get probably about 5 minutes of me riffing about thread, needles, and the word fuck on fabric. This is great. Did you guys know there's a whole subculture of profane cross stitchers? And me right here, I'm like the mayor of that goddamn town, people. You can get yourself a Bernie. Look at this. He's wearing mittens and disapproving of every action you've ever had. But he's very charming because he's on a 14-count Aida in a lovely array of, I believe, a 707 color green hoodie, jacket, parka, whatever. I don't know. It might be Patagonia. I think he paid too much for it. But anyway, when you get into cross stitch, not only do you get your Social Security check way fucking early, because I mean, really, when you're 40 and this is what you do for fun, they're like, yeah, okay, whatever, grandma. Just gum down your cream of wheat and have a lot of fun with it. But then you also get some really cool options like accessories. Let me learn you something. You guys, this right here, this fancy little accessory, it's about to blind your shit. This is a fucking neck light. And this is boss, man. You put this thing on, you can not only excavate any kind of wild cavern that you might have in your house, but you can see your stitch without waking up your spouse at 3 a.m. because that's a fucking bitch. No one wants a quiet hobby when you got to be blinding everybody with it. Speaking of blinding, I mean, you should probably protect your peepers because sometimes those come in handy. A nice magnifier of a 2.0, it's going to make your eyes look a little funny, but guess what? You'll see them stitches clearer. And the nice little neck chain. Did I mention I'm 80? I know I look great for my age. It's the oil of Olay. But, you know, now that I think about it, I'm part Mexican. It might be oil of Olay. All right. These are really horrible jokes, and I don't know where I'm going, so I might just start cutting myself. But don't get worried, because I have protected shears on a chain that I wear as a nice little necklace. And then, whoopah, I'm super threatening. That's right. We've got Gangsta Granny up in the house. You know, because when you're cutting that 6-strand satin thread, you really need some sharp scissors. But it helps when they're pretty. Oh, my God. I'm getting way too excited about this shit. And I feel like the Billy Mays of the cross-stitch world. But that's okay. All right. So we've covered that you can get profanity on your fabric. We've covered the kind of accessories that can happen. Now, let's talk about the people that do this shit. All right, we're completely ADHD. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. All right. I don't know how to draw. I'm not an artistic person. So what I need is someone that's giving me a color by number. And they're like, all right, well, it's needle and thread. So you're going to look like you're doing something important. And then you're just sitting there counting. So I'm literally in my head, do 3, skip 1, do 4, skip 1. And eventually this is just going to turn into some beautiful mind bullshit. And I don't know what's going on. But if I start drawing out patterns on a whiteboard and we start mixing letters and numbers like math ain't supposed to go, then you know my cross stitch has gone off the rails. But until then, I'm going to keep making delicious cream of wheat, enjoying every episode of The Golden Girls back to back, because guess what? That is a national treasure. I don't care what Nicolas Cage says. Put that shit in the fucking Ark of the Covenant and I'll hunt that down. He wasn't searching the Ark of the Covenant. That was Indiana Jones. But you know what? I don't give a flying fuck because I'm a stupid American that doesn't know history, and pop culture is all the same thing over and over and over again. And one of these days, cross stitch might be part of pop culture. And I'm going to be the goddamn Celine Dion of it. Fuck that. I'll be Bette Midler. I'll be Dolly Parton. No, never mind. I'm going to be the Betty goddamn White of cross stitch, because if I'm watching Golden Girls, eating cream of wheat, and I'm basically 80, I think I've covered all my bases for that. I just went off for 4.5 minutes without writing a goddamn thing on cross stitch. It wasn't funny, but I'm not mad about it. So that's that. Let's give some feedback on what I forgot I just said. Huh. All right. Eric, we'll start with you. Got any feedback on that clusterfuck that just came out of my mouth?
Yeah, we did Turbo comedy together, and that was way funnier than anything you did then. I like that that you went into something that you really know well. It flowed, even if you repeated yourself. I forgot you said a couple things, but like I don't even think that was bad. I think it just kind of worked off this kind of like it was like a freestyle rap. Like you have like this character now. You're kind of like this old soul grandmother who cross stitches. Like I feel like that's like a stage persona. I've never seen that before. I think it reminds me a little bit of remember that there's that cartoon on the greeting cards of that old woman who's just like, all of you can die, happy birthday. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of got a little bit of like an Aunt Nadine feel to it, but with a little bit of a hip hop vibe. I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought the best line was when you dropped. You ended up talking about Nicolas Cage and Harrison Ford, and just kind of it was just a really good flow. I liked it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad that these are broadcast and recorded, because being that I didn't write it or take notes, I literally have no idea what I just said, because that's the beauty of neurodivergencies, people. Eric, do you have any more feedback before we move on?
I would go. I guess my feedback is I would, if you were going to punch some stuff up, I think I would just listen to it again and just focus on the parts where you honestly do kind of sound like you're rapping. And then I would look for other parts that you could punch up that also maybe added rhymes, because I think that literally could be a persona, like a rapping person who stitches. Like, I don't know anything like that.
I like where you're going with that. I'm going to write grandma rap, and we might just have some like Run DMC. Oh my God, DMC is the thread brand that I use. I could totally be Run DMC.
There you go.
I'll be Walk DMC, because we know my ass don't run anywhere. I like that idea of the grandma rap, Eric. That is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. And then I don't have anything else in terms of like specifics, because I was driving. So I just tried to take bigger picture ideas.
Yeah, no, you get a pass for that. You guys, anyone that's watching, because you probably notice Eric's just a black screen with a gray head that's just kind of vibrating as he speaks. That's because he's driving and he's being a responsible human and not zooming behind the wheel. So, Eric, I appreciate your responsibility and your feedback. Thank you so much for that. Elizabeth, let's move on to you. What kind of feedback you got?
I like it. I agree with a lot of what Eric said. You're like a naughty grandma. Yeah. And bullshit, you weren't ready for this. You had props. It was awesome.
Oh, wow.
This stuff's always here. That's how sad that is. My stitch bag is within reach. And it's like,
Oh, I love it.
this ain't no joke. When I say I cross stitch, this is like Scott messages me this word and I'm like, are you serious? You're serious. Cross stitch? Yeah. I'm napping that day. Let's go. Oh God. I appreciate the feedback, you guys. I love it. And I can't wait to hear what you guys wrote. Eric, are you ready to perform your set?
Let me ask you this. I literally just parked my car. If Elizabeth goes, I could probably be in my house the rest of the show. Is it okay if we swap, Elizabeth?
Yeah, sure. That's fine with me.
I'm okay with that. Sweet.
Thank you.
Oh my God, you guys were throwing caution to the wind. This pure anarchy. You guys are witnessing maybe a workshop ninth. I'm not sure how many times this has happened, but we're going to switch it up. We're going to bring Elizabeth Lopez up. Elizabeth, whenever you are ready, let us know your topic and when you'd like to begin.
All right. So for today's workshop, I was given the word presidents. So I'm not a very political person, so I decided to roast some of our most beloved presidents of the United States. Because why not?
Yeah.
So let's begin. Martin Van Buren. Van Buren boy. I wish you could see a photo of him, but if you Googled him and went to the Wikipedia page, you'd see that he looked like a mad scientist. He looks like 90 Day Fiance's No Neck Ed. You know, you look like shit when they paint the wrinkled jacket into your portrait. What a sloppy Joe. And if you see this picture, it's like, is that a collar that he's wearing? He looks like he's into pup play. You know? Do you think he has the tail butt plug to prove it?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Van Buren was the kinkiest president we had. And we had Donald Trump, who famously was golden showered. Van Buren was 5'6" tall. Because of this, he was given the unfortunate nickname Little Van. That had to hurt his dick's era of good feelings. They're so sensitive. Now let's talk about the 14th president, Franklin Pierce. And again, give it a good goog right there. You see that he looks like a sweaty Edward Scissorhands?
Ew.
Do you remember that movie in that one part where, like, what's her face? It's like, he has scissors for hands. Her stupid lisp. Can't stand that actress. Anyway. But his portrait looks like he found a lump in his titty. And guys, I'm not gonna lie. Never heard of him before. But that's a luxury of being born in the US, right? You don't have to know that shit. You don't. They'll let you vote anyway. It doesn't matter. So in my research, I found out that he's a big-ass racist. I mean, following the Fugitive Slave Act to the letter, Aunt Jemima beating racist. So trust me, it's okay to make fun of him, all right? Guys, what do Eric Clapton, Bobby Brown, and Franklin Pierce have in common? 2 words. Dead babies.
Oh!
Oh.
Too soon? Too soon? Sorry. Oh, I didn't realize. The death of his son in 18 whatever was too soon. Okay. Now, let's move on to our gayest president, Abraham Lincoln. What, he died in a theater. His soul sashayed away at a play. There's actually an argument amongst historians that Lincoln was gay. Evidence such as Lincoln sharing a bed with a man during his bachelor years. Now, is it gay if you can't afford bedding? Of course not. No, it's not gay. But when you use that excuse with 11 other men, now that's gay as hell. And have you seen Mary Todd? Woof. Looking like Aunt Lydia. I bet having sex with her was like a Handmaid's Tale ceremony. Except Lincoln was the one who had to be held down. That's all I got for presidents.
Oh my
Thank you.
that was
Well done.
beautiful. Oh my god. Oh, Elizabeth, that's got some stuff to it, man. Oh my god, that was beautiful. All I could picture when you said little Van was Van Buren in like Lil Wayne's clothes with like a pimp goblet, like yeah. I really feel like Lil Van could be a trap rapper. Sweaty Edward Scissorhands, those words really stuck out to me. I don't know where it could go. I just pictured like makeup running down the face. I don't know why I wrote that. I don't have much feedback for that. Lincoln sashaying away. It's like picture RuPaul telling him like, "This is your shot. Don't fuck it up." And that Aunt Lydia bit and the whole ceremony thing, having to hold Lincoln down, that is gold. That is fucking gold. As like, I'm a Handmaid's Tale fanatic. Well, I wouldn't say fanatic because I'm not gonna like live that shit. But love the show very much. Picked up on the reference, and it was just beautifully placed. I loved it. That was fantastic. And that's all the feedback I have. It looks like Eric's at his house. Hey, Eric, welcome home.
Thank you.
Eric has a face.
Eric does have a face, and now he's out of his car, and I bet he's got some feedback. Do you got feedback, Eric?
I think it picked up steam as you move through. A lot of good one-liners here and there. I thought the Lincoln bit was probably the best.
Mm-hmm.
You have definitely a certain style that I think I underutilized, which is just not giving a fuck. And I like that. I'm trying to think of their specific, like the Clapton line. You know, that's one of those ones where I think everyone is either laughing or cringing, but if they're cringing, that's also a win. Since I'm having a kid in 7 days,
Yeah.
I was definitely. I'm like, dead baby, huh? Really hoping I'd avoid that.
A groan is a laugh. I mean, technically.
Yeah. How did you pick the presidents?
I just purely went by like photos. I was just like, oh, this one looks like horrible, so let me roast him. I just went off a look.
And she found Pierce and all that. I didn't even remember we had Pierce.
Yeah. I had no clue.
Yeah,
he was a guy.
I think if you were to do this for an act, to do a little more, keep it a little more modern, and try to, because I think that some of the jokes work. It's just I think people are going to be like, Martin Van Buren, like I don't know who that is, but maybe some people appreciate the random obscurity of what you're doing. I don't know, but I think the premise of just being a like if you were like a savage on like someone who people liked, like for example, like JFK. Oh, JFK. And then you went in on him, like, making fun of the fact that he got shot twice in the head or something like that. Like, guy got hit once, couldn't move to avoid the second one. People not like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think what else. You just had a lot of good. You had a lot of good lines that like they made me think too. You had me thinking. I like that. It wasn't just like. Yeah, I like that. I had to think about it. I was like, yeah, okay. No, I like that. Yeah.
I do agree with what Eric said. I think picking some better known presidents that we could instantly get a visual. Because that was one thing I thought with like Little Van. I'm like, okay, wait, am I picturing Martin Van Buren or Grover Cleveland? Like, who's the one with the mutton chops? So I did find myself doing that, but yeah, like I could picture JFK being like kicked out of a boy band in the 60s, or like, you could really roast some beloved presidents, like Eric was saying. I think that would be beautiful. And
the other thing with sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Van Buren, there's a joke somewhere in there. I don't know if you ever watched Seinfeld, but there was a running gig with like the Van Buren boys, and they would like beat people up.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you could tie that in. Um, I don't know, it just popped in my head. Because you said Van Buren, I'm like, Van Buren boys, like Seinfeld? Like, oh no, the president. Oh.
That's
Yeah, I
Street
threw
and
that
River.
into the Van Buren boy.
What's that?
Oh yeah, I threw that one in too. Van Buren boy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking at the comments here. Graphics might have helped, but if you're picturing an old white guy as president, you're most of the way there. Jester, you're absolutely correct. Yep. Old white guy. That's all you really need to be president. One of these days, I'm going to do it, you guys. I've got life goals. All right. I'm going to be old. I'm going to be white. I'm going to be a dude. I am 2/3 of the way there. All right. Speaking of 2/3 of the way there, we've got 2/3 of our sets out of the way. And now, holy crap, we had to get through a long drive home and wait for him to get in his house for this. The anticipation's building. I don't think I can take it much more. I have an anxiety disorder, Eric. So please tell me some jokes and cure this shit. When you're ready, tell me your topic and go.
My topic was the center of the universe. When I picture the center of the universe outside of Terra, I picture Martin Van Buren. But when I don't picture Martin Van Buren, I picture a galactic 7-Eleven. And when you walk in, of course, there's a gas station there too, because the best 7-Elevens always have a gas station. You have a couple aliens hanging outside, panhandling naturally. And then when you walk in, there's a store clerk. And of all the names of anyone in the galaxy, it's Alice. And of course, the bathroom is perfect for those in intergalactic travel because you have the three most essential things that any galactic traveler needs. You have the caffeine pills next to the Vicodin pill, or next to the Viagra, next to the condoms. When I also think of center of the universe, I think eventually we'll know where it is, and we'll travel there. And of course, when it's coming up for that, it'll be like this big event. But as it goes on, it'll be like the center of the universe presented by Netflix, and you'll be like, well, that's like kind of weird. Like, I wonder why Netflix is presenting the center of the universe, and then you'll think it's gonna be like this big thing, and there's this like huge reveal, but it's really just gonna be like a new Netflix show where it's like a Zog man with 2 children marries a hula woman with 2 of her own. Let's find out what happens. Who becomes the center of their universe on Netflix? It'll be a big disappointment. The center of my universe is about to be a hopefully 6 to 7 pound little boy. And I tried really hard to write jokes about this, but I think the fact that I'm about to be a new parent is enough that the joke is about to be on me. Thank you.
That was beautiful, Eric. Wonderful. So have you ever been to or heard of Lathrop, California?
Nope.
Okay, so there is a place called the Tower Mart that a UFO has crashed into.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see that, but the inside has aliens all over on the inside. Like, you go in and it is that 7-Eleven in the middle of the universe that you were just talking about. I don't know if they keep Viagra next to the condoms, but I mean, we could take a road trip and find out.
I got to assume if it's any sort of legitimate establishment, that's what's going on.
It's got to be. I loved where you went with it, though. That whole Hitchhiker's Guide kind of pit stop road trip. I loved it. I don't have any improvement feedback because I think it was beautiful, and I loved the placement of the Viagra with the condoms, and that was just beautiful. I loved it.
You can picture the creepiness, right?
I can picture the creepiness, but I could also picture the efficiency and just, everything right there, all in one spot at the center of the universe. I mean, how more centrally located can you get? I think it was beautiful, and I love what you did with it.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Elizabeth, feedback from you.
I just liked I like to see where your brain went with it, like how you had that like galactics or intergalactic, whatever, 7-Eleven to Netflix. Of course, there's going to be a Netflix series, The Center of the Universe, especially if we're going to find out about aliens, you know, the Netflix series is around the corner. To your baby. I thought that was really sweet. It was cool how you like tied all those 3 random things together.
Thank you.
That's my feedback. Good job.
Someone's very excited to be a dad. Gonna yeet us the fetus right into the center of the universe and be like, go get me a beer, kid. All right. No, that was bad. You're not gonna be that kind of dad. No, you're not. Not at all, Eric. All right. So we all did our sets on the word that was given to us. Now we're going to go around and work on a little bit that we have written ourselves that is either new, that we are getting ready to put on the stage, that's already been on the stage, might need a little bit of work, or that, you know, just crossed our minds and we're like, hey, let's go ahead and talk about this. So now we're going to get some feedback on some of our regular jokes. I am not going to take a full 5 minutes for this because seriously, the shower thought that I had yesterday that I kind of want to turn into a joke is maybe only going to take 30 seconds. So let's do this. I had a random thought yesterday. This is not even a joke. I'm talking through the thought process here to see where you guys can help me take it. I want to write a joke about marrying a virgin and equating it to pop and lock. Yes, you could pop it and lock it. I just keep thinking popping cherries, lock it down with marriage, pop and lock. I don't know where this is going to go. This is literally like I was in the shower, I wrote it down, went pop it and lock it. Marry a virgin. I don't know where this is going to go. It might not ever be a joke that works, but I figured I'd bring it here and see what kind of magic we can do. So, I mean, I figure if we pop, lock, and drop it, that might be the divorce afterward. So I don't know what's going on, but let's make some magic, guys. So pop it, lock it, drop it, marry a virgin. I don't know. It might not be anything, but we can have fun with it for a few minutes.
I would add in something about Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Because you got Marriott and Poppin. Maybe there's something there where you want to whisk him away with your umbrella of sex, but you'll probably end up hitting a power line. I don't know.
I did not think of taking it in a Mary Poppins way, but I like that direction it's headed. I mean, a spoonful of sugar, right? And like I said, this will probably never even be anything, but we can play with it.
With a spoonful of sugar, you could always go into the Pour Some Sugar on Me, the Ultimate Strip Club song.
Yes. Pour some shook up ramen. Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's your thing in bed. You like to have him. You pour some shook up ramen on you, and he has to pour boiling water on you, and he just doesn't want to do it, and he's just such a pussy.
Hey man, I don't kink shame. Soup me, baby. It was chicken broth. Is that technically a golden shower? I need clarification on this. I said if it's chicken broth, is it technically a golden shower? I forgot what I was saying. Oh, God. Tired is hard, you guys. All right. I like where that went. Eric, your brain is a little bit weirder than me, and I love you for it, man. All right. Elizabeth, we got anything from you?
I mean, if it's not a bit, it's definitely a reality show, so you should pitch it. Make some money off of it. Why not? I guess the only question I have is like a technical question, like, are you popping it and then locking it down, or are you locking it down and then popping it?
I never buy shoes without trying them on, so I figure it would be a pop and then lock. Like,
And then
no, I
lock.
stole your virtue.
There's
You
a
are with me now.
connection. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it had potential. It was one of those shower thoughts where you're like, aha, this could be a thing. Like, maybe not as cool as the self-walking dog collar, but this could be a thing. Bad inventions are it's a problem that I have. All right. Do we have any other feedback for that shit show of a one-liner?
I like Elizabeth's idea of the reality show. Maybe you continue to depend what that would look like. Like what would a reality show be like if you steal 30 guys' virginity and then you get only pick one at the end?
Okay, your two brains coming together just like that shit pop and locked into an idea. I like this.
Mhm.
Reality show, marry a virgin. And then I picture a whole bunch of no-neck Eds just walking away, virtueless. And I gave you the best 30 seconds of my life. Oh my God. That is beautiful. I love those ideas. We're going to have to put that into action and watch that baby grow. Oh, man. Well, let's keep this party train moving, you guys. We might even break some records for the shortest workshop ever in existence. I'm not out to do that. I love doing these things, but I also love hearing jokes. So let's keep this party going. What am I doing? Oh my God, I'm like a strip club DJ. I'm like, let's keep this party going up on the main stage. I keep repeating myself. It's awkward. I apologize in advance, but just deal with it. Okay. Words are hard and there's not a whole lot of them. So Elizabeth, tell me some words. Let's bring a new joke to this stage. Ready, set, go do your thing.
All right, let's do this. This one needs a lot of help. So all the weird feedback I need.
Cool.
Okay. The loser addict in my life finally got it together. My husband. I didn't know he was an alcoholic when we got married. You know, I thought all guys just peed in the sink full of dishes.
Oh.
Now he loves to vacuum his old bed, the rug. His rock bottom was strange because he decided to go camping in the basement. Luckily, my landlord is Polish. You know, if you ever need to detox, find an Eastern blocker. They've seen it all. I like to check his sobriety from time to time. Like, I ask, what year is it? Who's the president? Where's my clit? And I'm like, oh, okay, that was an easy one. Now just show me your whiskey dick. That's all I got.
That's good.
Oh my gosh. I like show me your whiskey dick. I feel like the word flop should be there. Like flop out and show me your whiskey dick. Or like
floppy dick.
Silly putty. Like silly putty whiskey dick. I feel like there's some kind of like obscure word that could be thrown in there. Something with a P and just some kind of weird silly putty, flop. Just some kind of flaccid, funky word.
Penis putty.
I like it. Well, no, I don't. I don't like that. I like the idea, but if anyone gives me some penis putty, I'm gonna be like, what do you even do with it?
Oh no, it melted.
Oh no. Peeing in a sink of dishes. Oh my gosh. The visual that I got from that, I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. So please give me your phone number so I can call you at 3 a.m. and tell you about all the bad dreams I'm having about Jesus. Oh my God. You don't tell an OCD person that your husband peed in a sink full of dirty dishes. I got to go shower now. And I loved the vacuuming the old bed, his rug. I feel like there could be something there, but my brain's not going to it. God damn it. God, I'm picturing an air mattress and like vacuuming an air mattress, or like he had to move the sleeping bags that kept getting sucked up in the beater bar, or some kind of like there's something in the way that he's vacuuming over. So now he's just vacuuming the bare carpet and getting back to his roots or something like that.
Do you have
I
any pets?
love, sorry?
Elizabeth, do you have any pets?
Pets, no. Uh-uh.
When I used to drink more, I would sleep in the dog bed. Maybe he wakes up in the dog bed. And you can have a bit,
Oh.
maybe add in something involving like a dog.
Okay, yeah. Fuck it. For this bit, I have a dog then.
There
No
you
one's the
go.
wiser.
Comedy is the truth exaggerated. I like that dog bed idea. See, I'm shit at feedback. I'm like, yes, I like your jokes. That was great. There's my feedback.
Well, peeing in the sink was pretty realistic because I've done it without dishes. But yeah, that's like a typical. You've had a couple beers, you're like, I'm peeing in the sink, especially if you're in a basement. What else you said was pretty good. It flowed pretty well. The Eastern European thing was a really good line.
Mm-hmm.
The three at the end where you threw in like, what was the punchline for? Like it was like three things, and then I think you said your clit. What was the punchline for that?
I said that was an easy one. Now show me your whiskey dick.
I wonder if there's something you could do where it's like, there's always a stereotype like guys don't know where the clit is. So maybe there's some sort of joke in there, like you couldn't find the clip, but then I can penalize him on that. Not bad, guys. Could I?
Or guys could just educate themselves and we could put that joke to bed.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, maybe there's something there. I like that there was like two things. It was like maybe you do like two things that are like somewhat like realistic to find, and you do like the clit, and then you're like, all right. The hard list. That's my bad.
Okay.
Awkward silence. Awkward silence. Awkward silence. I think we're done with feedback. All right. Eric, you are up. Tell us jokes, future papa.
I always wanted to be a lawyer, and the first time I realized this was I was 5 years old. I went to karate class, and at the time I was very shy. And I had to go to the bathroom, and unfortunately I didn't want to interrupt the class, so I interrupted my parents with pee. The next day I went to school, and someone came up to me and like, aren't you that kid that peed his pants in karate class? And I said, the first thing that came to my mind, I said, did you see it? And he said, well, no. I said, were you there? He said, no. I said, well, then I definitely wasn't the guy who peed his pants in karate class. And that's how I learned plausible deniability. In middle school, I got suspended in 8th grade towards the end of the year, and it was just a long enough suspension that I missed the end of the year water park trip. And I made sure that every cute girl that I ever spoke with, which was probably zero, but maybe, every cute girl that I wanted to speak with heard this story. And I built so much sympathy going into that following year. Now, of course, did I even want to go on the water park trip? No! I was totally self-conscious. I'm a pale-looking guy. I didn't have a tan. I didn't have an ab. I didn't want to take off my shirt in front of these women. Of course not. But I figured out a way to get them on my side without telling the truth. And that's how I learned what criminal defense attorneys do. Eventually, I went to college, and I got in trouble for a prank war. Some people threw hot sauce on me. I took their mattresses and threw them in the shower. Totally even. The following year, they were like, we're going to bust this guy. Vern, we got you. Dead to rights. You threw these mattresses in the showers, and now you're going to finally pay. And I get there, and there's like the fraternity prosecutor, and then there's like jury of my other fraternity mates, and the guy is so happy he's going through it. And then at the end, I said, "Okay, well, where are the mattresses?" And I goes, "Well, I threw them away. They were full of mold." And then I said, "Well, do you have pictures of the mattresses?" And he said, "No." I said, well, "Gentlemen of the jury, there's no evidence. And if there's no evidence, you can't convict." And that's how I didn't pay for mattresses. And that's how I realized I needed to go to law school. So then I went to law school. And then I'm like, I want to do criminal defense. So after my first year of law school, I practiced criminal defense. After my second year of law school, I practiced criminal defense. After my third year, I took the bar, I graduated, and I went into, you guessed it, wealth management. Now, I should have known this was going to be a bad call because nobody likes having a manager. Nobody likes getting managed. And usually everyone gets micromanaged by a manager. And the prize for surviving a micromanager is to become the evil that you just faced. I knew I needed a way out. And eventually I ran into a buddy of mine that said he was an Army lawyer. I said, well, I didn't know the Army had lawyers. Which is funny because one of my favorite movies growing up was A Few Good Men, where a Navy lawyer defends Marines versus an Army lawyer. I watched that movie like 1,000 times. And even when I was thinking about becoming a lawyer, I was like, I wonder what kind of law I should do. Wow, that's a fun movie about military lawyers. But I wonder what kind of law I should do. So years later, I run into this friend. He says he's an Army lawyer. And I'm like, oh, so you're like Tom Cruise from A Few Good Men. And he goes, no, dude. Tom Cruise is a Navy lawyer. I'm like, oh, okay. So fast forward 2 years. I become an Army lawyer. I'm about to have my first mock trial. I'm so excited. We're on Zoom. It's me and my professor. And I want to impress him. So I'm like, sir, I'm really excited. This is my first Army trial. And I remember, right? Okay. Tom Cruise was Navy. I'm like, so I know I'm not Navy. I know we're Army. I know that. But I feel like this is going to be my Tom Cruise moment. And he said, son, for this, you're a prosecutor, right? And I said, well, yeah, I know my role for the class. Of course I've been paying attention. And he says, Tom Cruise was a defense attorney. So you're more like Kevin Bacon. Oh, okay, Kevin Bacon. So fast forward like a month. I have my first real trial. I'm so excited. I'm there. I want to impress my boss. He's right next to me. I'm like, okay. So remember, Tom Cruise, Navy lawyer, defense attorney. I'm Army lawyer, prosecutor. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I am Kevin Bacon. I will embrace my inner Bacon. So I go, sir, I'm so excited to be here today. And, I'm an Army prosecutor. And you know what? I'm ready for my Kevin Bacon moment. I want to have a Kevin Bacon moment. And he looks at me. And he goes, son, Kevin Bacon lost that trial in A Few Good Men. If you were smart, you should try to have a Tom Cruise moment. Thank you.
Oh, man. So what's the difference between a Kevin Bacon moment and a Tom Cruise moment? Is this like Flashdance versus Scientology?
Kevin Bacon lost.
One sounds way more funner than the other because I'd rather Flashdance than Scientology. You missed a golden opportunity to say the words, you can't handle the truth.
Okay.
You're talking about A Few Good Men so much, I feel like it's a crime that you should be prosecuted for without having that in there. I loved the line, I didn't have an ab. That was beautiful. Definitely. It just caught my attention. I have no feedback for it. I don't know why I wrote the word Army lawyer. I got nothing for that. And then cruising for bacon, trading cruise for bacon. I feel like putting the words cruise bacon, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Like you could have been 6 degrees from the truth, but you were cruising away from the bacon or something like that. I feel like meshing all those together. There's so many things just around cruise and bacon. You got Scientology, the 6 degrees of Flashdance, or not Flashdance, Footloose, whatever. They're both iconic dancing movies, and I stand by that. Yeah, there's a lot that can be done there. I love it.
Yeah, add in some good wordplay. I like that. Thank you.
You are very welcome. Elizabeth, got some feedbacks.
Yeah, I love the line where you said you interrupted your pants with pee.
Yeah.
It was just so silly. It made me giggle. You can probably say that you became a yellow belt that day.
Ooh, I like that.
That's a good one.
When you're talking about like the water park, I almost said the pool party. What? Who does that? Oh, so when you're talking about the water park, and how you didn't want to take your shirt off, I say like come up with like a ridiculous list if you want. Like, oh, I didn't want to take my shirt off because I only have one ab. My twin is still attached to me, or I have like the cyst the size of Montana, or I don't know.
I like that. Yeah,
something like that.
Hiding a parasitic twin. Kawato is under my shirt. Okay, I can't. If I take this off, he'll tell Quaid to expand and open his mind, and next thing you know, Mars is blowing up. We can't have this.
There you go. Exactly.
This totally went from A Few Good Men to Total Recall. Oh my god, my movie library is jacked.
Or amazing.
That is true. All right, we're not gonna. Like I said, pop culture is all one thing, man. It's just one big clusterfuck of references that we like to use. Jester made a great point in the comments. Use your law degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Ah.
That is a very good one right there. Good job, Jester. Yeah, that is fucking beautiful.
And also, when you talk about your Tom Cruise moment, I half expected you to say, so I jumped up and down on the couch with Oprah, or like something about Scientology.
Yeah.
And
maybe I could do a misdirection. Like, a lot of people have an assumption about what a Tom Cruise moment is.
Now you're obsessed with John Travolta, or
it's so weird. Every time I want to have a Tom Cruise moment, Tom Travolta shows up outside my house.
That right there. There you go. Have my Tom Cruise moment. Now John Travolta's stalking me. Oh my god. I had to do that. I just picture that South Park episode, and I don't even watch South Park. I just know that they had one with Tom Cruise and John Travolta, and it was like they were gay, but they were trying to convince everyone they weren't gay.
Yeah.
And then there was the John Travolta. He just kept going around going, "Oh my god, oh my god."
Yeah, because the one guy wouldn't come out of the closet, and they were trying to get him out of the closet, and then they
Tom, you gotta come out of the closet. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh my god. and then he goes in, and he's like, "Oh, Drew, nice."
I just love that he was talking in that like welcome back Cotter voice. Oh.
That's a good episode.
Right? It's like, don't even watch that show, but we all know that episode. Oh my goodness. Do we have any more feedback for Eric's awesome Few Good Men, Footloose, making me want to eat some bacon set? No? Holy crap, you guys, we just did the workshop in under an hour. Wow. I don't know if this has ever been done. If it has, I haven't seen it. So let's call this a moment in history. History. Okay. I know, right? Dramatic echo for effect. It's like pigs in space. Okay. So favorite degree of Kevin Bacon is extra crispy. Facebook user whose name I can't see. That is an excellent point. I enjoy some extra crispy Kevin Bacon, and I bet Kira Sedgwick does as well. Yeah, that's his wife. She's a lucky lady. I know. They play ukulele together, and it is so adorable. And did you know Kevin Bacon owns pigs? Yeah, we're getting into a plethora of information we didn't need. But that's what happens on the workshop, guys. We get together, we write jokes, we give some feedback, and we get to learn a little bit about the things around us. So let's keep learning things about the things around us. And before we get out of here, let's all find out where you can find these people. Elizabeth, let's start with you. Let us know where we can find you, what you got going on, and tell the people what to follow.
Well, as you can see displayed there is my Instagram account, Elo Comedy. I'm also on Twitter at eLopez Comedy, and find out what I'm doing there.
Very awesome. Eric, hit us. Who you defending in court in the Navy/Army trials?
Oh, if I had to tell you, I'd have to kill you.
Okay, well,
Sorry,
it's a good thing I don't like life that much. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
What do you got going on, sir? What's making people laugh?
You're way more fun alive than dead. We have like a Batman Joker thing. I'm the Joker. I can't kill you. What would I do without you, Tara? I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Vern, VERN goes ATG. I like to go against the grain. I have a podcast called Vern Goes Against the Grain where I like to interview comedians and entrepreneurs that kind of do something a little bit off the beaten path, which is pretty much every comedian and entrepreneur. I have a wide most people to interview because it's in the podcast. I also wrote a book called 10 Scientifically Proven Ways Steve Jobs Went Against the Grain, where I tried to throw in some jokes and talk about some of the interesting things he does that actually had some scientific backing. That book is on Amazon. And, yeah, all the socials, all the Amazon, all the podcasts.
Awesome. All right, so go give them likes, follows, listen to what they're doing, check out the podcasts and projects. And then join us back tomorrow for more workshop. I won't be hosting, but we'll have another fantastic host. We just figured out who Facebook user is. That is Ryan Sim, another fantastic member of this workshop family. So go follow him too. He's a funny guy, as we just found out in the comments. And then until next time, I'm your host, Tara Christian Wiedner of Loaded Relaxation Comedy. You can find my page on Facebook, Loaded Relaxation Comedy. Give me a like and a follow. Come check us out Sundays at 3 p.m. for Russian Roulette, which is my show. And then I'm here every Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific hosting the workshop. So you can follow me on Instagram at Tara Christian Comedy, and then just follow the things I do. In-person shows are coming. So if you're in the state of Washington, you can look up where to find me, grab some tickets, and come laugh with me in person. Because sometimes it's funnier than on the internet, because me in person is way better than me behind a screen. I bet we can all relate to that one. But you guys, that is it. We did all the things. We told the jokes. We had some laughs. We had some feedback. And now we've got stuff to make our acts even better. So I appreciate you guys. Eric and Elizabeth, thank you so much for being here with us today. And thank you guys for watching and supporting the workshop. So have a great evening, guys. Bye.